Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash Damyad. I also want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do real well and have labored in the faith continuously to this day and have taught me the truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I also want to give single salutations to the Akim, the 144,000 house of David, B'Yashar Dawadah, and much love, prayers, and blessings to the hopeful elect. Alright, the remnant scattered across the four corners of the earth consist of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the 12 tribes of Israel, and also you confusion of faith. I'm the brother Kwame Ashalin through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, with a quick update on World War III, which is currently on the brink. For you listeners out there that don't know the times we're living in, the scriptures tell you in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, alright, that there is a time for love, hate, war, and peace, and we are currently in a time of hate and war, man. Alright, and after that is the great peace where Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, alright, will take down these nations, and there will no more be war because we will be in power. So go ahead and jumping into this article. I usually scroll over to the left. Alright, I just got off work. It's Friday, August 17, 9:33 a.m. And the article says, United States of America, China likely training pilots to target U.S., Pentagon report says. All right, so this was uploaded 9 hours ago. All right, and it's heavy, man. Okay. All right, because not only do you have these other nations dropping the U.S. dollar and dealing amongst each other. All right, but the nations, the scriptures tell you in Revelation 11 chapter that the nations are angry, man. All right, so read a few points in this, and I'm gonna go ahead and close out. So it says China, it's like I'm gonna bring out a couple precepts. It says this is CNN Politics. It says China likely training pilots to target U.S., Pentagon report says. All right, that's beautiful, man. So check this out, man. It says Washington CNN. China is actively developing its fleet of long-range bombers and likely training its pilots for missions targeting the U.S., according to a new Pentagon report. All right, over the last 3 years, the People's Liberation Army, PLA, has rapidly expanded its overwater bomber operating areas, gaining experience in critical maritime regions and likely training for strikes against U.S. and allied targets. The report says, well, wait, hold on. It's not a mass majority of your products here in America made in China. All right, so as you can see, this is the separation right here amongst the nations, man. All right, here it is, these nations. All right, and see, you wouldn't mess with China, man, because you know that China has a strong military, man, and China is probably like what, twice the size of America, man. But see, you can get over on these little nations, man. But see, now Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, scriptures say in Isaiah the 54th chapter, the 16th verse, he have created the smith and the waster to destroy. These other nations are strong now, man. Why? Because prophecy must be fulfilled. And who is going to defend these nations? Russia, man. And once Russia, China, Turkey is now in cahoots with Iran, now, man, it's over, man. The end of America is at hand, which is Babylon the Great. All right. Okay. They are preparing to strike against you, man. All right, as it says here, training for strikes against the U.S. and allies targets. All right, the reporter says, man. All right, it says the annual report on military and security developments involving the People's Republic of China is, and that's in quote, it says, is as U.S. government reported, mandated by Congress, which details Chinese military developments over the previous year. That's heavy, man. Over the previous year, what they have been training, all right, okay, developing a stronger military, all right, to what? Come up against you, man. All right. It's also prophesied that the beast shall hate the whore, man, which is NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, all right, which is also referred to as the EU or the ECC. All right, so everybody's seeing that America is the bully, man. Okay. All right. It says this year's report also claims that China is pursuing a nuclear capability on its long-range bombers. It says, saying the Chinese Air Force has been reassigned a nuclear mission, man. So that's why the scriptures say, and oh man, I gotta grab that, man. I gotta grab that. This is I gotta grab that. That's a Yapa precept rather than me just speaking on it. This is Isaiah chapter 9. It's like I think it's 9, if I'm not mistaken, or 6. I know it's one of them. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. All right, yeah. So you can check that out in your ancient movies, man. All right, you can even go back into the scriptures. All right, in the ancient world where our forefathers, all right, King David, all right, he slayed hundreds of thousands of men, tens of thousands of men with what? The sword, man. All right, garments, confused noise. All right. But check this out. It says, but this war, Third World War, all right, but this shall be with burning and with fuel. It's like in fuel of fire. And what is that, man? That's those thermonuclear missiles, man. That China, all right, is reassigning a nuclear mission, man. All right, so we are in the times of heavy prophecy, man, being fulfilled. Okay, matter of fact, since I said that, let me got one more a precept that I had on deck through the Spirit. This is Revelations. I'm gonna get right to the point on this too. Revelations chapter 11 verse. I'm gonna read verse 14 and then I'm gonna jump down to verse 18. All right, Revelations chapter 14. Revelations chapter 11 verse 14. It says, the second woe is past, right? And woe means death and destruction, or second world war, okay? And behold, the third woe cometh quickly, right? That's the third world's war, man, which cometh quickly. That's why the scriptures say here in Habakkuk, all right, chapter 2, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. All right, and what is that? World War III, RFID chip, which is a mark of the beast, being mandated here on the planet Earth, primarily here in Babylon the Great, which is America, man. All right, because they can see that the monetary system, all right, is on a high decrease, man. Why? Because America, all right, is in heavy debt, man. All right, that's why before I finish this off, verse 6 says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, right? These other nations, in a tongue proverb against him, and say, woe, death, and destruction. There it is again. To him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Right, and that word clay, okay, not to get off topic, but to further edify the point here that these other nations are tired of your ways, man. All right, and the end of America is at hand. All right, that word there for clay. Right?
Strong's H 5671
Afteet. All right, and it says a weight of pledges, heavy debts. It's not America in heavy debt, man. You see that? So that thick clay, all right. Here it is, pawned goods, man. A load. Look at this. It says load of debt, which one has, man. All right, so that's the so-called white man rulership here in Babylon the Great, man, which the nations have committed fornication with, man. All right, that great whore that's written about in Revelations, the 17th and the 18th chapter, man. All right, so getting back to the point, I'm gonna go back to the article. It says Habakkuk 2 and 3 verse. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, right? So the third world war, all right, will not tarry, but it is speaking heavy. Why? Because we are at the end. The scriptures tell you that in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, the 9th verse. For Esau is the end. His time of rulership is at an end, man. All right, so furthermore, closing out on a point, Revelations 11 verse 18, and the nations were angry. There it is, man. All right. So that's why, going back to this article, you have China likely training, okay, what it says, China likely training pilots to target U.S. All right, so they're reassigning their nuclear program, man. All right, as you can see, Kim Jong-un, all right, Iran, Russia, Turkey, all right, Pakistan, everybody's coming up against America, man. All right, because it's time that that skirt is being lifted up, man. The scriptures tell you that in Isaiah. All right, shame shall cover thee, man. All right, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, man. All right, so continue on in this article. Start back right here. All right, it says the development and integration of nuclear-capable bombers would, for the first time, provide China with a nuclear triad of delivery systems dispersed across land, sea, and air. The report says. So, man, this is heavy, man. All right, it's not looking too good for the so-called white man Esau Edom here in America, man. And what are you people caught up in, man? Here it is. China is preparing to. Here it is. It says, related article: China claims to have successfully tested its first hypersonic aircraft. Man, that's not a good thing, man. Because what, America has no defense, man. All right. Here it is. Yeah, you got a nice military or whatnot. All right. The few, the proud. All right. The scriptures tell you in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. All right. And the Most High shall cause the proud and the arrogancy to cease. All right. And the lofty looks of men shall be brought low, and the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, shall be exalted in that day. What is that day? That great day, man, of the Most High assembling the nations together, man. All right. To go down to the valley of Yahushua for that great judgment. And ultimately, he's going to send his son, Yahushua Mashiach, the only begotten, the line of the tribe of Yahweh, so-called Negro, so-called black man, to break up that Third World War. And that's when the scriptures tell you in the book of 2nd Ezra that the nations were gathered against him to subdue him, man. In 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, man. Which the scriptures say they were scared and yet there's fight, because Yahushua coming with the host of heaven, man, which are the so-called UFOs. And you people ain't going to be able to touch Yahushua this time, man. So further going on into this article, it says Chinese President Xi Jinping, I guess that's this heathen's name, has made no secret of his desire. So he is desiring, but wait, does not, man, that's beautiful. Man, I gotta grab this precept, man. I gotta grab this precept. Okay, this is Proverbs chapter 21 verse 1, and it says, Slocky, man, cheap ass phone. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 1, the king's heart. All right, so another word for king is president. And who is the president of China again? Xi Jinping, I guess that's his name. All right, the president, all right, or the king of China. All right, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So his heart, which is his mind, is in the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Well, wait, hold on. Sirach 10 tell you that the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time will he set up one that is one over it. And that's why these nations are gathered together against America, man, as it is reported in that article, man, to target U.S., man. It says, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right. And what is that? That's to his will to establish these nations in Zephaniah 3 and 8, to assemble them together, man. All right. To ultimately for Yahweh Shai HaMashiach to come back and get busy, man. The scriptures tell you in Revelations on his head was many crowns, because he's getting ready to shut all this technology, all right, down, man. All right. And the only technology you're going to have is us having those spiritual powers, being joint heirs with Yahweh Shai HaMashiach under our King David and our apostles, man, with a rod of iron against your dome, man. Okay. As the elder said out there in GMS Lions Den out there in Jacksonville, Florida. All right. Them spiritual powers, all right, straight to your jaw, Esau, from the universe. And the Lord Yahweh Shai lift us up. But nonetheless, it says, Chinese President Xi Jinping has made no secret of his desire to modernize China's armed forces, including weeding out widespread corruption in the ranks and updating the country's military hardware. So, man, it's on, man. It's on, all right? First, you have the trade war, and real soon you're going to have that burning and fuel of fire, man, okay? which is America being destroyed, which is that lake of fire written in Revelations. That's why the scriptures say, come out of her, my people, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. They will destroy you. It is polluted. You see? Other nations see that this place is polluted. Philosophies, false doctrines, false idols, idolatry, adultery. Come on, man. This place has to go. Homosexuality is the so-called white man Esau Edom kingdom, all right? His corporation, America, is the cancer of the earth, man. McDonald's everywhere, man. All right. Nonetheless, I'm gonna close out. No, it's something else in here. Shalakia. Ooh, Khan, here it is. Check this out. This is I'm gonna start from right here. It says related article. International Army gains opportunity to sell weapons. Chinese state media. Check this out. In a statement released on Tuesday, Chinese Ministry of Defense spokesman Wu Quan, I think that's that heathen's name, said the United States was full of Cold War mentality. Hey, and that goes to show you, man, the so-called white man Esau Edom, all right, he still has that perpetual hatred, that perpetual control that he wants. The scripture saying in Psalms, his house is to continue forever, man. All right. He wants his new world order to come to pass, man. All right. And what is that with war, man? By the shedding of blood, man. That same Cold War mentality these devils had back then, well, they have today, man, because the Most High is stirring that spirit up. All right. The scriptures tell you the devil come down upon you having great wrath because he know he have a short time. All right, so it says, a man cannot prosper without honesty. The same is true for a country. Wu said, we urge the U.S. to stick to its promises to China regarding Taiwan question and uphold the one China policy. So, man, that goes to show you, the scriptures say he was a liar from the beginning. Matter of fact, I got a precept I'm going to close out through the spirit and power. All right. Going back into the book of Habakkuk. All right, chapter 2, and here it is, man, here it is. I'm gonna start at verse 7. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee? Whoa, who is that talking about? These other nations, man. And the weight that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. So that's another word for booties is spoil, man. All right. Because these other nations, man, are going to come over here and wreak havoc on you, first and foremost on you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, because the Most High Yahushua hates 2/3 of his people's ways, all right? As one would say, the Lord hate the sin, not the sinner. Well, that's a damn lie. The scriptures say love the good and hate the evil, man. Do not I hate them that hate thee. The Lord hates sinners, period, all right, in every false way. So continue on, it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, right? So-called white man has spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, right? Because what the scriptures say, the land cannot be cleansed but by the blood of him that sheddeth it, man. All right, so check this out. It says, because of men's blood, there it is, that's the spirit. And for the violence of the land, whoa, hold on, of the city and of all that dwell therein, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. And that's what's being revealed, man. So-called white man wants to add a space force. If he could, he'd have a universe force, man. This guy is wicked as hell and has lost his fucking mind somewhere out in the wilderness, man, where he belongs. All right? And the Most High is discovering your secret parts, man, and is bringing you to shame in the front of all these nations, man. That he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So no, because the scriptures tell you, though they dig into the ground, all right, into hell, thence shall the Lord get them up, man, roughly paraphrasing. And how's the Lord going to do that? Because you're trying to deliver yourself from the power of evil, from us getting in power, man. Because once we set up in power, the scripture tell you in Daniel 7th chapter, the saints shall take the kingdom. So China ain't finna rule next, and Russia ain't finna rule next, man. All right, so I can keep going, but I want to close out. You know, Jake got a short temperance, man, tolerant spirit. So with that, say, call all y'all, Bashim, y'all, Shai, Bashim, Kakodas. Those words was edifying to the house of David, but y'all shall die with down, Shalom.